Welcome, guys. Welcome to the mental health space. Welcome to the mental health space. It's good to be here. Incredible Black Belt joined us. See you all guests. Let me just get you in. So Sism Kalila is here too. Man, thank you for joining. Love this guy. It's great to have you here. And our guest is already here. Let's welcome. Joseph is here. And our guest is already here. Welcome, incredible Black
Thank you.
Belt. Look here.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, just appreciate your acceptance for being here, It's huge for me. It's really a blessing, and I'm looking forward to a great conversation that will surely have impact on us as a people.
Definitely.
So, exactly. So, without further ado, like, how is life? How is life looking? Let me just pin a comment here.
Life is good. I mean, school and everything, but we're pushing.
We're pushing. Despite the struggles, we're still moving, right?
We're still moving.
Yeah, I love that one.
I hope the corporate
So,
world is.
yeah, the corporate world.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope it's treating you better than, this.
Yeah, actually, I can say things are going on so well for me. You know, struggles are
Yeah,
still there, but if I can look at the struggles that other people are facing, just think that I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good.
that's good.
So, yep. So we're talking about problems faced by Malawian girls.
Come again? Hello? Hello? Sorry, I'm having a
Yeah, I
little
was
bit of network issues.
okay. I understand that. I understand. Can you get me now? Okay, so we're having a little problems with this thing, this network things. You know, Malawi guys, mavuto avaneli. But we'll get our guest back. As I was saying, we are talking about problems faced by Malawian girls. So Incredible Black Belt left. Um, she'll be back probably. Problems faced by Malawian girls. Let me just pin the topic in the comments so that everybody should see. Judith, nice to see you, Judith. We're having a little network problems, but we'll get back. We'll get back. Let me get Incredible Black Belt in. Yeah, but welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you guys. I really appreciate your presence here. It's always great to have you as the feedback. So, yeah,
Okay,
we
I
have.
think,
You're back.
yeah, I think I'm back.
Okay, that's great. That's beautiful. Okay, as I was saying, we are talking about problems faced by Malawian girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a couple on that. Like we have gender inequality, gender-based violence, sexually transmitted favors.
Mm.
We also have the just economic opportunities,
Yes.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to understand um, in terms of facing problems. Have you ever faced gender inequality in terms of your career or just being a woman in Malawi? Have you ever faced that?
Yes, I feel like when it comes to gender inequality, it starts from the household setting.
Mm-hmm.
It starts from
Yes.
the family. It starts from the family, then it progresses to the community, the school
Mm.
setting, corporate, even in church. It starts from the
Mm.
grassroots going up. So I feel like everybody at some point, every female has
Mm.
experienced that gender inequality at some point in their lives.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's really true. So I want to understand more on the family part. Like I know family is a place where you're expected to get love and you're expected to be treated fairly. It's
Yes.
somewhere that you can look forward to having peace. You know.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? Like when you understand that you're facing that inequality from the people you love. How do you balance that? And can you explain more on that?
Okay, I guess it will, for where I stand right now, I wouldn't say it's balanced in a way because we still have a long way to go where our parents have to understand that it doesn't matter if you have, a female or a male child, you have to treat them equally. So it's going to take quite a long time for, us as, let me just say, Africans or natives to fully understand that gender does not depict where you're supposed to stand in life. So
Exactly.
I would say
I agree.
until today, we still face this day and age. We still face issues where the male child is still being favored in different ways or given more opportunities than the female, despite them being like blood related. So I feel like we still have quite a long way to go until we balance that scale.
Expect to take
Yeah,
some positions or some things that women are expected to take, you know. So
yeah,
it's so true that it has to be in terms of us, the natives, because if we look at in the Western world, it's so uncommon. But issues are
totally
still there.
different.
Have, yeah, we have case studies on that. Like issues are still there out there. Like you know, gender inequality still exists despite the improvement of working conditions, like
Yeah.
or uh, increasing the number of female employees. Gender inequality is still there. So we need to balance that. We need to balance because by the end of the day, it's traumatic.
Hmm.
Because if you put much effort into something and then they just tell you that no, you're a female and you can't do this, it's so unfair. It's so
Yeah.
unfair. It's unfair. No wonder I've seen that a lot of women are not in big businesses because of that, because they have just been limited to these small scale businesses so that they can just provide for themselves.
Yeah.
And then these big guys go like, no, this is for us, and they build big businesses and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Something that the females would have been doing too, you know. So
I
yeah,
guess
so I really relate on that.
on that, I would actually want to incorporate the reduced economic opportunities when it comes to females, where you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
that household setting that parents would
mm,
actually, like, I have had that experience before where they'll be like, don't give money to a female, child, because if they get used to getting money, then they would always want more and then get into other, immoral behaviors just to get that money. While they would give, maybe like me say like some of my cousins or brothers more money than I would get because they would think that they manage it better, which also just
yeah,
limits
yeah,
you, because if you were given the same amounts to actually build, you would see that it's actually the females that, no offense to the to the male gender, but it's actually the females that have more,
yeah,
tangible business that actually bring vivid impact, that you would see that, okay, I had this money and I did A, B, C, D, and it brought back this. So I feel like also that just
yeah,
mentality of not giving that more financial freedom to a female child, it also pulls us down in certain areas.
yeah. I love that because let me just add some source on that. Like, if you see, women normally are made to endure some situations. Like, you
Yeah.
guys are patients, and you guys have this special kind of patience and endurance. You know, like you can stand a baby crying for like 10 minutes, and you make sure that you get that baby into the right shape so that she can stop crying. But for a man, he
Yeah.
can't even stand a baby cry for 2 minutes. He will be bored already, and he will give the baby to the wife or the mom. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have that patience as men. And in terms of handling money, we don't have that patience with handling money. I think most of we can all agree that women keep money better than men, because as
True.
men, when we just see money, just go like, no, I need to spend this, I need to spend, so we are not patient with that. So it really brings us down in terms of on how far we can go in life.
Yeah.
But if you look at women, even the small businesses that they're running, they make sure that they take every penny and they use it for the right purpose.
Yeah.
Like, you
True.
can see a mom selling tomato, but then providing fees for a child. You know,
Yeah.
it's all about management. So I think on that we need to give women a lot of opportunities, because by the end of the day we are still the same. We are still equal, and
Yes.
there's something. Okay, women said to be weak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of the originality of the word weak, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is not strong. Get me there, right?
Yes, I get you.
It means that this person is delicate in terms of their body. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I get you.
So, if you want, let's take I want to lift a table. I will need to get someone who is as strong as me, or someone who is stronger.
Yeah.
So simply applies to this also applies to relationships and marriage.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to lift a relationship or a marriage, you have to get someone who is strong like you, or someone who is stronger. You get the point, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if you are getting a woman as your wife, she must be someone who is strong just like you or somebody who is strong. And most of the thing, and it's true that women are stronger than men in that part, you know.
Yeah,
Because by the end of the day, you guys can make some decisions just by your charm, and it's easy, you know. So I
yeah,
think
it is.
strength, yeah, strength goes beyond physical ability, posture,
True, very true.
and how you look, you know.
Very true.
Strength has to do with nature, how you were built as a person, you know.
Very
So
true.
we need to realize that women are capable of doing things that men are doing, capable to build
Yeah,
businesses men are building, you know. So if we
exactly. And
can start, yeah,
on the same, since we have
mm,
just embedded that mentality that us as females cannot handle, big responsibility or huge sums of money or running very, elite businesses, it has also made like
mm,
the coming generation has that same, thinking
mentality,
capacity that okay, I can't, the only money I have to have is the one for my basic needs, either clothes, shoes, or bags. That's the money I need. Like, we're not impacting that knowledge in them that, you can do more beyond, the things you are told. Like,
yeah,
oh, girls, you give them money, the only thing they're going to do is maybe do their hair. Like, we're in
mm,
putting that mindset in the upcoming generation, which will also impact the future females. Because if we are not
yeah,
telling
yeah,
them the truth that, you are capable of saving, you are capable of building a larger empire, then we are literally destroying our own, future mothers, sisters, and other business tycoons to come. So I feel like if
exactly,
now we can change that, our
mm,
little kids, teaching them how to save, entrusting them with different responsibilities, that can actually help
mm,
the future in a lot of ways.
yeah, exactly. So we need to lead by example. We need to lead by
Yeah, we
example,
need to
right?
lead by example.
Yeah, so I like that. I love that. So look here. Um,
Yes, yes.
what's your say on gender-based violence? How do you see this
Gen-
issue,
Gender-based
gender-based
violence.
violence? Mm,
Mm. The I honestly I wouldn't say. It's quite complex because both
yeah.
males and females, we both encounter gender-based violences. But I feel like since, like, society has said that women are weaker, it's more, we shed more light
Mm.
on the female side.
Yes,
Because
yes,
I,
yes,
I
yes,
I've
yes.
seen gender-based violence even in relationship, like boyfriend and girlfriend, literally.
Mm.
It
Yeah,
literally
I
starts
wanted to
from
get
there.
to that point. Yeah,
Mm.
I wanted to get to that point. Like, is it really happening in the relationships? Like, is it
Yes,
not only
yes.
in marriage?
Not only in marriages, it happens even in simple boyfriend and girlfriend relationships where I have had friends and also heard
Mm.
stories around campus where you would hear
Yeah.
that so and so's boyfriend, like they got physical.
Hey.
And since we have always been told to
Oh.
endure, like even we've also learned to endure from like even our house, because we know that we have this violence going on in our families, and we look at our mothers, our aunties, our sisters who are constantly sticking to a man who is, physically, verbally, emotionally, mentally abusive, and they choose to stick around
Mm.
just for the sake of, you ask them, why are you still in it? You'd be like, oh no, he still comes around, he'll apologize. Oh, after this, maybe I'll get a new
Mm.
car, I'll get a new phone, or I'm doing it for my
Wow.
kids. Society, what's the church going to say? What's my family going to say? I have to stick around, I have to be strong. So
Mm.
such things, you grow up and your boyfriend hits you and you're like, no, he was just angry. You make excuses, for somebody who intentionally did what they did to you. So it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
sad.
exactly.
It's very, very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad, especially on the part of these on the part of dating, just these casual relationships.
Mm.
It's not normal to have a fight or even go physical on someone, on your
Yeah,
partner, like
yeah,
if you haven't made that commitment, maybe in marriage, they might consider staying and having a conversation. But
yeah.
normally in dating, I think that's already a red flag for someone.
And it's
That's
it's
already a
funny
red
how
flag. Like,
it's funny how girls will not see it as a red flag. I do not know why, but literally you would ask somebody whose boyfriend gets physical with him, like, why are you still there? She'd be like, I love
mm,
that guy. You just don't know him. I know, but you know him better, but he is capable of raising his hand. And violence doesn't
yeah,
only, talk about the physical. It talks about the emotional, the mental, the verbal, and
yeah,
people just don't see those things. Like, it's heartbreaking. It's really sad.
yeah. It's very heartbreaking. It's very sad. So, uh, and in terms of your mental health, it doesn't work so well with you because by the end of the day, it'll bring in that trauma that let's say
Yeah,
this guy pays Lobola. Let's take this guy pays Lobola, and the mindset with Lobola, the Lobola thing is just like buying
yeah,
someone.
yeah,
So I have full control over this other person. I can do everything that I want to this other
yeah,
person. And then it doesn't work well, and spending the whole 24 hours with someone who always goes physical on you when something is wrong, rather than just
yeah,
having a conversation. So basically, you can't waste your time, waste your life living that way. So I think before everything, before the gender-based violence, you also need to look at the person first. You know,
yeah,
people you interact with, their temper. Because you know, short-tempered people normally don't relate with a lot of people and don't have long-lasting relationships normally
true.
because it's all about fighting and stuff. So we have to choose. We have just look at your circle. Look at your circle. There's always that one person who gets angry just from these small things, and they
Yeah,
just start overreacting on issues that you know. So we
very true.
need to distance ourselves from those people. And normally, if we talk on a national scale in terms of gender-based violence, we have had a lot of cases, and cases are still on the rise.
True.
Like, okay, in the urban areas, it's not something that is so common right now because the wife can just go to the police and you can get arrested. But I'm
You
telling
would
you,
be
in the rural
surprised.
areas,
Lusekelo, you would be surprised that I think it's even better in the rural setting than it is in the urban. You have families who are
okay?
pretending to be happy, pretending to be, at peace, while deep down they know that the marriage or the union is completely damaged, and they will still stick around just to keep that image, to the audience, whoever they're trying to impress, that we are that perfect family. But deep down they know that it's there is literally complete damage, but they will choose to continue, pretending as if everything is
Yeah,
okay. It's
continue
worse in
pretending.
the Yeah, it's worse in the urban than it is in the rural. Very worse.
Whoa. And they go like, let's take if we end this marriage, what will people say? You know,
Yeah,
what
true.
do people say about us? And yeah, it's really very hard for someone to get over that when you are caring mostly about what people say. Because
Very true.
look here, honestly speaking, if you listen to every negative comment that people say about you, you will not go for that modeling thing.
I wouldn't have. I would not have.
And have you ever had these negative comments from people on in terms of your career?
Yes, I have. And I still get them where I guess people just have a different, perception when it comes to modeling. When you tell them you're a
Yeah,
model, they'll probably translate it to, a prostitute or an
yeah,
escort of
I
some sort.
understand. Mhm.
So I still
Exactly.
get those negative comments until today. I still get them.
Okay,
But I
so
guess if
how
if
how do
we
how do you process that, like getting over that comment? Because it's something that is negative, something that can demotivate you. And I know, like most people in Malawi, the way they see modeling, see, like you have said, they see something like, some kind of prostitution and stuff. So how do you get over that?
Well, I know what I'm passionate about, and I know me. I wouldn't say I haven't
Mm,
been approached by certain people who would want, to exploit what, my profession.
yeah,
I've had
mm,
those encounters where certain people or certain brands would come and then tell me, okay, there's always a negative side to every profession. I wouldn't say it's perfectly clean. We do have those people who are
yeah,
at the main source of, the rumors that models are, prostitutes.
yes, yes,
But it
yes, yes,
takes,
yes.
if you know who you are and you know what you want, because I love the art of modeling itself, either if it's just the
Mm,
photography or the runway or the pageants. I love just the comfortability of being in your own skin. And, like I've had people
yeah,
who have
and doing what you
been,
love.
yeah, people who have been, girls who have been, interested in actually feeling comfortable with their own bodies. Like, I've seen you, have followed your journey from the Miss Culture and, the Miss
Mm,
Unilia and everything. And they're like, I like your
yeah,
confidence and I would want that for myself. And I'm like, okay, if I'm impacting one girl, that girl might impact three girls and the chain continues, and we would learn that, it's okay to be
yeah,
comfortable in your own body and do what you love, because
yeah,
nowadays you can make a living out of these little things. For me, I get, like, good payments from, like, maybe fashion
yeah,
showcases,
yeah,
and
yeah,
other, advertisements. I get money from that, and I'm able to, I made this money. It's clean money, and it
mm,
feels good. Clean money feels
yeah,
good. I did not do anything
exactly.
bad for this money. I worked for this money. So that,
Yeah,
like, I'm able to tell people that I worked for this, so you can do it too. It's the little things that you
yeah,
can, do to impact on somebody else's life. So if anybody out there who wants to do modeling and they feel like
mm,
there are all those people who are going to say bad things about it, but if you know the true you, if you value yourself, if you have those principles, that you govern your life,
yeah.
your body as, a temple,
Mhm.
then despite the opportunities that will come
And
for you to
what
get
people
into
say,
prostitution, you would know that this is me and I wouldn't do
yeah,
that. I
it's,
value myself, because the
uh,
moment the moment you get into such activities, then your value downgrades, because now agencies will be
yeah,
like, oh, that model, she's been with so and so and so and so, so we wouldn't want that
mm,
brand. If you know you want to
mm,
excel, you have to keep yourself clean, keep your record as clean as
mm.
possible. Then definitely you will be, mentioned. Like, if you want somebody, pick that person because they have good morals. So
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
yeah,
And you're also covering on the part of principles too. It has to take your principles first, that
it does,
you
it
make a
does.
principle that you're going to get clean money only. So yeah, that's beautiful. So let's just check out the comments. We have Benjamin Cooper P giving the fire. Guys, please, you can be giving those love emojis, those flowers, those stars. And you have Stina Mutali here who's following, and you have Brother Pete. He's saying clean money always feels good. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly, exactly. So look here. Uh,
Yes, yes.
I want to talk to you about sexually transmitted favors,
Yo,
because yeah, your last statement has just brought in a new topic here, because
yeah,
you were talking about knowing that this is me, and you will not go beyond getting things just because
yeah,
you were a lady, or getting things in terms of the sexual way.
yeah.
So there's a lot of talk in terms of the sexually transmitted favors. Let's use sexually
Mhm.
transmitted grace as a good example, because this is the
Yes.
common one. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like we see how Unilia, University of
Mm-hmm.
Livingstonia, we have had a lot of cases on these, and we have had lectures getting dismissed and suspended just because of these
Yeah.
issues. But what happens is that the lecturer approaches that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I can give you some good grades if you give me the sex thing, you know?
Yeah.
And the girl accepts or rejects.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the times people say that when she rejects, the lecturer will go like, no, this I need uh, to disable her results or to
Yeah.
make her fail in a certain course, you know. So how
Mm-hmm.
do you see this? Like, who is the problem
Let's
here? Like, is it the lecturer or the girl? Or just give me a general perspective on how you see sexually transmitted grades and how we can stop it.
From my point where I stand, it doesn't
Mm,
matter if you're a lecturer or a student, because
hmm.
sometimes it's actually the student who, goes to the
Yeah,
lectures.
yeah, yeah.
Let me use
Mm,
let me use my native tongue.
mm.
Ana school pena timakayamba dala lectures. Also,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes it's the lecturer that actually goes, for the student. Maybe they target specific kind of girls or, male students. But sometimes it's
Yeah,
both. I feel like both of them are basically on the same, platter. One of them can
yeah.
instigate, the sexually transmitted grades. If you're not working hard enough
Mm,
in class and you know that you're bound to fail this class, you might go
mm.
to the lecture deliberately and start the fire, and then when it backfires you'll be like, no, anabangisa and the lecture uja, right? But also
Yes,
sometimes it's
yes.
the lecturer that spots with, okay, I like that girl, how do I approach her? I fail her in a class, then I would say, let me meet you after, and then start the fire from there.
Yes.
So where I stand, it doesn't matter if you're the lecturer or the student, both of you you're both in the wrong. I wouldn't say either of them
We're
is
both in the wrong.
clean. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because by the end of the day, if you as a lecturer you are accepting to do that thing,
Hmm.
you're already in the wrong. As if the lecturer is accepting to give out the sexually transmitted grades, he is already in the
Yeah.
wrong, you know. So you have
Hmm.
to have principles as a lecturer that
Yeah.
I'm going to be fair here, and I'll approach
Mm.
these things in the very equal way in terms of the males and the females, or even the girls. So
Yeah.
equal opportunity to everyone, and we have been learning about gender equality, sexually transmitted favors, for a while now. And if someone who
Yeah.
has a doctorate doesn't apply that, simply means that you have the knowledge, but you're not using it. So if you don't have that, then no, you're not there. You're not qualified to be in that position. So let's just check
Yeah.
out the comment from Brother P, who is saying, as the as a teacher, they are employed to be responsible adults to teach and not take advantage. If the student instigates sexual favors, the teachers should have self-restraint. Exactly. Exactly. And this goes into the constitution too, that as teachers they are allowed to you know do that, like have self-restraint. They need to get ready of
Yeah.
that because those things will always be there.
Very true.
Yeah, because they'll always be there. They'll always be there. That girl who doesn't work hard, who just stays in class, just makes noise, just gives those comments
Yeah.
and expects to pass. Yeah, so and you will have those temptations too, always. You have those temptations. And
But
it
if
is
you
true that
if you govern yourself well, those temptations can never work.
exactly,
Because
exactly,
I mean, the Bible
exactly.
says, look, the God does not test you beyond your capabilities. So if somebody comes that is not beyond your capability, it cannot control you because you have every
Mm,
equipment to control yourself not to engage.
mm,
So
yeah.
if you
And people
choose
go
to
like
engage, which means,
yeah.
go
And
ahead.
people go like And people go like, I didn't know what I was doing.
You
But
knew. You knew what you were doing. You had every access to knowledge. You knew what you were doing.
and your brain was working so well, like you had these options, and you chose to
Yeah.
do what you had to do. So yeah, you have to like the comment from Brother P is very profound. That is something that has to be in terms of self-restraint from the lecture first.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way we can stop it, because we can't stop it on the ladies' part or on the females' part.
We can.
Those guys
It can
who
actually we can stop it from every angle, Luseke. We can stop it. If you're a
we can
female
stop it, right?
student, because I know
Mm.
it's not only the male lecturers that actually approach students. Even the female lecturers are in the wrong here. Let's not back up anybody.
Let's not
We have had
back up
female
anybody.
lecturers who actually, yeah, female lecturers who actually see that, okay, cougars, let me call them, because that's, sugar mummies who would actually want to prey on that. And since guys would not want to admit it that this happens, but this does, it
Yeah,
really does.
yeah, it really does
So,
happen because and in the university, you know, it's so
mhm,
common in the university,
yeah,
in terms of this female lectures part, because you have the right to date, lecture student,
yeah,
and they find it as a chance of getting those things in. So you are very right on that. You are very right. So it has to take the mindset. It has to take mindset change for the girls, and also
mm-hmm.
mindset change for the let's say mindset change for the teachers and mindset change for the students.
For the
We
students,
have
yeah,
to understand that we just can't get things just like that. We need to work for them. And clean grades are good too, like clean grades,
yeah,
because
very, very,
yeah, because when I was doing my degree, you know, umachoka ndizi ndizoti ya nyani chanchani,
yeah, yeah,
and kuonera mayeso, cheating in exams, cheating in exams. And I've seen that a lot of my friends, like the whole of my circle, was using that, you
mm-hmm.
know. And some of my friends who graduated last year, some of them had degrees with credits, but I would always see them get an A4 paper and go into the exam.
Yeah,
So honestly, when I see them, I just see them as someone who has or who doesn't deserve that position, who doesn't deserve that degree,
yeah,
because you are cheating, you know.
yeah,
Uh, I, I have a degree with a pass. I'm okay with that. At least I put
yeah.
my
The
effort.
effort,
I didn't even,
yeah,
yeah. It's not about the result. The results sometimes have to be determined by the world. You can put in
yeah,
much work, you can work more, you can put in the hours, but then you may not be that successful. It's not
mm-hmm.
your fault. But what did you do despite that? Did you put in the
Yeah,
work? That is what brings us fulfillment. So we need to understand that um, things don't come. You have to work for some of these things. It's not like that you
yeah,
get a 90% in exams. You know, I got lucky and I scored 80% in chemistry. No, that's crazy. You know, we have to understand that things just don't come that way. You have to put in effort, you have to put in work for you to get those
true.
things. So, yeah. And in terms of the teachers' part, those guys have a constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need more roles on that. Law, of course, the law is there, but sometimes most of the issues are just kept in secret. They are not even dealt with on a public ground, because if you can see, there are a lot of issues of sexually transmitted grades that you need here.
But then I feel like
But people,
when on that same statement you just said, where there is a lot of sexual transmitted, cases,
mm, yeah,
but it takes I would say, I would advise that if anybody who's listening here and is encountering that same thing, keep the
Mm.
evidence. Keep the evidence,
Uh-huh.
because you have those lectures back each other. We've had cases where we know that if you let one lecture, if you put one lecture in the hot seat, all the other lectures back up that lecture and you end up being withdrawn from school. So
Mm.
keep the what's that? The information that the lecture has been sharing to you. Keep the, what do you call it?
Yeah, the records,
Evidence.
the
Yeah,
screenshots,
yeah.
the
Keep the
evidence,
screenshots.
keep the
Yes, keep
evidence,
that. That gives leverage to issues like this. But if you don't have, that backing up, that evidence, then definitely it will
Yeah,
just, blow into air. But then if you have
yeah,
the right evidence, the right resources, then definitely we can bring, more lectures to justice for, such behaviors.
exactly. Because by the end of the day, they will still need that evidence, Where is the
Yeah,
evidence? How how sure are you that this happened? Like convince us, they will need that evidence always, and if you don't have that, you can't back up yourself. So, yeah, exactly. On that, you need evidence to solve these issues, you know. So we also have an issue in terms of economic opportunities. You talked about
yeah,
economic opportunities on some part,
yeah.
like yeah. So what's your say on that? Give us a broad perspective on that. Like, of course, it's so it's obvious that women are not given more opportunities
Yeah,
because uh, if I'm employing you, like to work at let's take my media company, and you're a female and you are married, you don't have a kid.
yeah,
I normally see what I see is you will stay home for 9 months and you will not come to work just because you'll be caring for the
yeah.
baby, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I see 9 months lost, and I go like, man,
Yeah,
let me just have a guy on this position,
yeah,
you know. Just giving an example on how obvious this issue is. So, what's your
yes.
say on that in terms of economic opportunities, especially in Malawi? What's your say on that?
Well, it's really sad. I guess that's why we are also backward when it comes to development. Because
Uh-huh,
as it
uh-huh.
is, we all know that population of males and females are, where there's a lot of us.
Mm,
So if you are putting up, let's say, more males in the
mm,
corporate world or in the higher seats, and the females are left behind,
mm,
then definitely it's one-sided kind of development. Because if that man, if something
mm.
happens and those skill sets a woman hasn't been, taught, then basically that
Yeah,
area is left for dead.
yes.
So we
Mm,
have to,
exactly.
the reason why we're giving equal opportunities is because men can't bring development alone. Uh, that's
Yeah.
for real. You cannot
Mm,
run the whole show alone. You would definitely need help from the females.
exactly.
So if
I love this line by Namadingo. He said, "Without a woman, there can never be a nation." You know,
Yeah, true.
women are holding a lot of responsibilities in terms of what we are as a people and what we are as a
Yeah.
nation. So we have to understand that women are even the big part of the process, of getting there. We need to
You know,
understand that, and we need to go beyond our thinking, this native thinking that women are weak and women can't do some things.
I guess it also comes to the point where I've had cases where people would actually opt to employ male employees because they say females are more, we think more with our heart than with our head.
Mm,
Because, we're more emotional, we're emotionally invested in things, which I feel like is a good thing. If
yeah,
you are emotionally, sometimes if you balance your emotions very well, your
yeah,
instincts could actually tell you, this thing is going to work or this thing is not. So
exactly,
despite
exactly.
them, putting us in that seat where you're too emotional, you're not able
Mm,
to run. But those emotions would actually, build something bigger than just thinking with your head. Because sometimes you also have to
Yeah.
think outside the box. So I feel like females are more creative. They
Mm.
bring
Yeah.
solutions out of things that men would not think would, bring out result. So
Yeah, I fully accept that. I fully agree with you on that because you guys have a certain instinct. You just notice some things and you know that this thing happened in this way, this, and this.
yeah,
So we have to understand that, okay, in terms of leadership, those leaders don't know what to do, or in terms of what the decisions they need to make. They just make the
yeah,
decisions by instinct, you know. And if we have someone who is good or is braced in terms of instinct, we can utilize that. And that's the woman. Because I love what this guy says about women, Miles Monroe. He actually says
hmm,
that women are incubators, you know.
yeah,
You give them groceries, they give you food. You give them a
yeah,
house, they give you a home. You give
yeah,
you give them a sperm, they give you a baby. Uh, you give her disappointment, she gives you hell. So
yeah.
you get, you know, you like. I've seen myself. I've had our first situations where I'll go like I've upset maybe my girlfriend, like, and I go like, no, 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 I'm sorry, because if I disappoint her, I expect to
Yeah,
get more disappointment. you know,
exactly.
because she will incubate that and bring it back to me
Yeah,
tenfold. So we have to understand women can double up our things, can double up our thoughts, can double up the
very true.
ideas, and we need to go
Very true.
beyond that. We need to understand that women are capable of bringing in the right information at the right times. So yeah, I agree on that. And in terms of in terms of that, like the situation where women are now being marginalized, we can see that some women go into sexually transmitted favors just because of that. Because by the
Yeah,
end of the
true.
day, you don't have any options. Like, what am I doing then? If these guys can get me, but this boss is
Yes.
guaranteeing that the employment just for a one night stand, and you go like, why not? You weigh your
Yeah.
decisions and your choices, and you go like, man, no, I just need to do this.
That's very true. Let's see if any of our audience have any questions, any more
Yeah.
comments, or any other information you would like to add up to what we've been talking about. Would really appreciate.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If you can give us the feedback on what you have got from this conversation, on the information you want to give, you can pin it in the comment, or you can we have a question bar there. You can ask questions to our guest in terms of the issues just talk about. So yeah, we need to look at that. We need to look into that too. So as we're waiting for the comments, um, look here. I have a few
Yes.
questions in terms
Okay.
of your career. In terms of your career,
Okay.
yeah. So what's your vision on human rights? What do you want to see uh, in terms of human rights?
Well, human rights is big, so but I will base my answer on, seeing people being able to reach, their goals without any restraints, either it's being
Uh,
education wise or even the LGBTQ. Like, I want people to be able to express themselves fully without looking back on their shoulder, like looking on down on the shoulder that somebody might, just throw a bullet, at me just for being what I am. whether it's the freedom of
Mm-hmm.
religion, speech. When we reach that era of people being able to do and express themselves without the harm of
Mm-hmm.
others, like without harming other people, that would be
Yeah.
that would be such a major deal for me.
Yeah. Okay. Loud and clear. I love that. I love that. So let's just see this comment from Brother P. He's saying those one night stands will come to hunt you in the future.
In the future, very true, very true. And I also
Yeah.
believe in soul ties. I believe in soul ties so much. So let's say if you keep doing these sexual transmitted favors from secondary school, university, those
Yeah.
little, energies from those, they come to you and you will see your future, you're not progressing, you keep going backwards, and you feel like maybe it's
Yeah.
your village people trying to throw stones at you, but it's actually the people you connected, that one night stand, it will definitely come to haunt you.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yes. You soul ties. Like the thing is, you are still connected to those people.
You become
Emotionally
one.
uh,
Yes, that
and
process, you
spiritually
become
too.
one. Spiritually too, you become people. We don't look at this seriously, but when it comes to intimacy, sexual intimacy,
Mm.
you become one.
Yeah.
You merge into one body. So
I think we
it
need
will haunt
to find a day. We need to talk about sexual intimacy in terms of soul ties because this is a whole topic on its own, and this message has to spread, because a lot
yeah.
of people are doing these things and don't understand how it works.
We have lost the value of sexual intimacy. Nowadays, it's the same thing as saying
Mhm.
hi, hello, goodbye. And it's sad.
Mhm.
It's very sad.
I just love this comment from this guy who's saying just being Joe, the smartest girl I know. Hey, Joe, akunena chilungamo because Joe, you are very right. This woman, bro, like telling you, this is the smartest, bro. Like, yeah, bro, get your flowers. You're very right on that. You're very right. You're very right. Okay, look here. Let me ask you a final question. In terms of your modeling career,
Okay.
um, yeah, I still remember it like yesterday, the first day I approached you, and I was telling you that I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
And we like, oh, man, and I thought there was to do something wrong. No. You know, I have to say this here that I'm one of the people who does things without caring much about what people talk and still moving. And
Yeah.
and modeling is something that people, as we have already said, that in Malawi they get it from a perspective that prostitution and stuff, but you still go for it. And I just love the drive that you have being focused. And we're already seeing the flowers, Miss Community Champion, Miss Unidia. Those are big things.
Yeah.
Those are big things. And I just love the way you handle your stuff and the way you go for your career. So all in
Thank
all, I
you.
wish you all the best as you go for
Thank
your
you.
career, as you go
Thank
for your
you.
dreams. Yeah, and I hope all these guys watching wish you all the best too.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, yeah. This is my final question. Where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years, or where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in terms of modeling?
In the next 5 years, I would
Yes,
love to see myself making, six figures, seven figures, God willing, because I
clean
I
money.
pray clean money. And it's
Yeah,
it's very easy to make, like, become an influencer, get signed by, big labels, inshallah.
yeah, big brands.
I want to be, if you know just big, that you would, maybe like a perfume brand or clothing brand, they'd be like,
Mm,
we have one Malawian and she is at the top, just to bring my country, to let people know that we also have beauty, in Malawi. Be on
wow.
billboards, God willing, yes. be at the cover of the biggest fashion magazines. Yes,
Yeah,
I would want to see
yeah,
myself here when it comes to my model. I would
yeah.
want to see myself in movies because I do acting as well. I would want to
Also,
do,
you're directing as well.
yes, I do. Yes, I do. I
Wow,
would
this is
love to see
beautiful.
myself doing big things, maybe even write a book about it.
Wow. So I always smile listening to you because you always come with constructive ideas or constructive conversations. And yeah, I love your spirituality. You have to realize where you come. You have to acknowledge where you come from. You have to acknowledge where the blessings come from, the
Yeah.
beauty, the talent. So yeah. Thank you for that. And let's just see the final comments from Brother P, who is saying, love the constructive conversation. Hope our people can wake up and move forward equally and together. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Brother P. And wishing you all the best for the future. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the look here. We have blessings here.
Come again?
We just we just got blessings from Brother P here.
We did. We definitely did. We definitely did.
And yeah, he's saying, Miss Joseph, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Put your
So
mind
yeah,
to
this.
it. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Hmm. Yeah, and special thanks to everybody watching, to everyone who joined this live. Thank you guys for being here. This is the mental health space. We do these shows every Saturday night, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central African time. Our mission and our goal is to help people navigate through life and deal with mental health problems effectively, and fight life battles in the right way. There are a lot of things that we're facing and a lot of things that are going through our lives, and we're not fighting them, or we are not approaching them in the right way. So the goal of
Yeah.
this show is to give you that perspective so that you can approach those things in the right way. So, guys, having said this, I'm closing this up.
Thank you
And
for
before I
having me
go,
as well.
look here, thank you so much for joining. You always light up the moments that I spend with you, the moments, the conversation. Thank you for giving us this insight and this information. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor for you to actually ask me to, participate. I was actually
Wow.
honored. I'm really, really grateful. I hope I'll be a guest again soon.
Most definitely. And we're going to talk about soul ties. I'll keep that. We're going to
All
talk
right.
about soul ties. These people need to get this information.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and from final comment from Brother P, who is saying, Brother Lusekelo, keep this into the life going, bro. My bro. Okay, thank you, Brother P. I'll probably continue doing this. This is my life. This is my life. This is where I found fulfillment. This is where I feel okay. I'm happy when I'm talking mental health, when I'm talking to people, helping people. So I'll surely go on uh, doing this. I'll go on with this live, and I'm hoping to extend my show to TV soon, and I'll extend it
Amen.
soon. So, yeah, I'm going to extend this soon. Mark my words. I'm telling you the truth. Like, I'm going to extend this soon, and might be sooner than you expect. So, Brother
Amen.
Pete,
Yes.
mm, Brother Pete, thank you so much for your productive comments. Thank you. We need an audience like you, and I'm looking forward to connecting to you. There's a lot that I need to learn from you, sir. So, yeah, having said this, I'm closing this up.
Good night.
Good night, and Mao Church, Mao Church.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Saturday, 8:30, 9:30 CT. 8:30, 9:30 CAT. I'm ending this live right now.